Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a new series on the Aramaic Gospel channel. This is going to be called Conversations in the Desert. Brought to you by Amped Coffee, because without Amped Coffee, I'm not sure I could have these conversations. But it does help me generate serotonin and endorphins and dopamine, which keeps me in an alpha state for as long as possible. More importantly, it keeps me from depending on external sources of serotonin and dopamine like Facebook and food and other things. Anyhow, cheers. But conversations in the desert. These are conversations that are meant to trigger you. These conversations are meant to help you and I confront the Satana, the adversary, the egoic self, especially the spiritual egoic self. My glasses are dirty. But so each week, and feel free to contribute to the subject matter or topics for discussion. I am open to any of them, because what you'll find is an organized religion is kind of a support system for the Satana. It's a way that the spiritual ego especially can stay in charge of the show, and for you to feel better about things. So the first subject matter is going to be one of the forgiveness. Forgiveness is probably the rod of spiritual ego. Now, let me start by saying what forgiveness is not. Forgiveness is not you or me or anyone else saying so-and-so should not have done or said something to me. But because I am a woke person, I'm a spiritually evolved person, I'm going to raise my vibration. I'm going to do whatever it is that I do in my spiritual practice. And because I am not like that. And I'm going to say, I forgive you. I am not going to hold that against you or the person. Because what you're really saying is I'm better than that. Now, as in anything, there's a little truth in that. See, this is what makes spiritual ego so powerful. Is that in fact, you may be vibrating in a higher state of consciousness. You could be walking in alpha in the spirit. That could all be true. But your decision to let somebody off the hook for what they did or what they said is not forgiveness. Jesus would tell you that you are actually hating your brother or sister. Because the only way that you can say that, the only way that you can decide that is separation. See, you can't let someone off the hook without saying to yourself, I'm separate from them. The other thing you're saying, and this is the crazier part, but the other thing you're saying is, I'm trying to get this glare not to be in my glasses. The other thing that you're saying is that something outside of me what this person, what this circumstance, really doesn't matter what it is, what this offense that has come upon me from outside of me has caused suffering inside of me. And the spiritual ego's answer to that is, this is the part this is the trigger. The spiritual ego's answer to that is, instead of dealing with the pain inside of me, instead of dealing with the timber in my eye, I'm going to create this facade called forgiveness. And it'll be much easier for me to just pretend like what they did isn't still bothering me. To pretend like I can say, I forgive you, and pretend to walk on in life as though you're the better person. When in fact, you have been given a gift in that offense. You've been given an opportunity to deal with something in you. And your answer was a religious structure called forgiveness. That's what forgiveness isn't. That is one of the many life support systems for spiritual ego. And what we don't do when we do that is what Jesus taught. And if you want to go to the wilderness, what we should say in that circumstance is, depart from me, Satana. Looking in the mirror, say that. Depart from me, Satana. Or do another thing Jesus said. Whoa. See, whoa, yeah. Because Jesus said, it is impossible. Listen to this. It is impossible for offenses not to come. It is impossible for offenses not to come. But woe unto them to which they come. See, he didn't say woe to the offender. He said woe to you. Two really important things there. It's impossible that this won't happen. And woe to you who are offended. Are you feeling a little something inside now? I am, and I'm the one that's actually delivering this. So I know it's hard. But if pain, Dr. Michael Rice would tell you that if anything on the outside of you ever causes pain on the inside of you, and you're trying to figure out who's got the problem, it's the one feeling the pain. Woe unto you, the one feeling the pain. Jesus also taught, and this is going to trigger, if you're already triggered, this one may send you over the edge. But in a famous scripture, Jesus said, unless you deny yourself and take up your cross daily, you cannot follow me. You cannot follow the way. You cannot enter the narrow gate and walk the narrow way unless you deny yourself and take up your cross daily in the English. In the Aramaic, even in the Greek, it doesn't say that. But this is all the same conversation. This is the root of the way is understanding true forgiveness. So you're screaming, Steve, I don't care what it's not. Tell me what it is. Well, Jesus told you what it was. Remove the timber from your own eye so that you can see clearly in the circumstance and help your brother or sister. That's exactly what denying self and taking up your cross, taking up, out, removing your timber. The word for cross in Greek and Aramaic is timber. Take up, take out, remove. So what's the denial of self? Well, let's go back to woe unto you. See, the problem, Jesus said it's impossible that offenses won't come, which tells us what the problem is. The problem is our expectation that they won't come. See, the whole foundation of religious forgiveness is the expectation that they won't come, that they shouldn't happen, that people shouldn't say things or do things to hurt you. And Jesus said that it's impossible that that won't happen. Well, if it's impossible that that won't happen, guess what? It's the will of God for it to happen. Because nothing's impossible with God, right? But Jesus said it's impossible for offenses not to come. They are a gift. But woe to you who have an expectation that they won't come, and you reach out and grab onto that and become offended. And then you crown that thing. You immortalize that offense by saying, I got this and I'm going to let you off the hook. It's a trap. In Greek, offense is scandalon, and it's the bait stick in a trap. In the Greek even. See, the trap, the offense, is a bait stick. And when you become offended, when your expectation is they won't come, you take the bait. Yeah. So the work, the way, is getting up every day and understanding that this life we live, this ride we are on, will be full of things, traps, offenses, and we should expect them. And if we feel something internally, we should be thankful. We should go into our secret place, not resist that. All psychological suffering comes from resisting that. And that religious forgiveness is resisting that. But go there. Go into that dark place. Go into the desert. Be consciously aware of where in your body that pain is. And allow the energy, the Spirit of God, to flow through you. Just breathe. In Aramaic, the word for forgiveness is Shabbat. It means to cancel out. And what are you canceling out? How do you remove the timber from your own eye on a daily basis? You remove the expectation. The expectation that offenses won't come. But if you remove the expectation that offenses won't come, then you won't deal with the woe. You'll learn to observe, to be a passerby. And this is loving your neighbor as your very own soul. As always, I love you. I hope this meets you where you are and where you need it. Reach out to me with any questions, any subject matter. Until next time, peace out.